My HGV Insurance is proud to sponsor Trucking TV. Let us take the stress out of arranging your HGV insurance.
Welcome to the final part of Trucking TV's two-day outing with container driver Helen Crighton. Time for a chat about sexism, discrimination and dashcams.
I've done a bit of everything, and I like to prove that even though I'm female, I'm just a driver and I can do everything that anybody can.
Some of the jobs, like some of the curtain side of work probably, and the flatbeds and the multi-jobs are, all you can say really is bloody hard physical work.
It is, but I were a lot younger then for a start off. I was quite muscly. I was like stick thin when I first started driving. I didn't have a bit of muscle on me at all. I wouldn't say a boot or a goose, you know what I mean? And at the beginning I used to cry if I couldn't get it in and stuff like that. But if you carry on being like that in this industry, especially back in that day when there were hardly any women doing it, you'd get eaten alive. So I toughened up and I got myself stuck into jobs so I could prove that I could do the job. And I could do it, and I did it bloody well as well, because you've got people watching me doing everything that I do, from reversing, strapping up a load, roping and sheeting, or whatever you're going to do, stripping a tilt down. Everybody wants me to fail, and I'm very competitive. So if I ain't going to, if somebody tells me I can't do something, I will do it, but 10 times better than somebody else would do it, and that's just the way I am. That's the way I've been all my life. Nobody tells me I can't do anything, because I can. And I think everybody can do everything if they put their mind to it. And that's the thing, and I think more women should come into this job. The only thing I'll say is the reason I'm on containers now is I had a bad accident a long time ago. I fell off the back of a flatbed, I got my foot caught in the sheet and broke the bottom of my back, which put me out of work for quite a long time. Now, I was told I would never drive again. Same again, nobody tells me I won't do anything. And I come back driving, and I have had roping and sheeting jobs since then, and the tilt job I had after that. So I did carry on doing that sort of work, handball, all that sort of thing. But then last year I put my discs out, and that's stopped me doing everything now. I can't exercise, and my doctor said I wasn't allowed to come back driving until I put the idea of containers to him, and I told him what the job entailed. It's just opening back doors and reversing on bays. So we came to that compromise. So unfortunately now, yes, I'm stuck on containers. It's not a bad job, it's just not the job I wanted to carry on doing, but you know, it keeps me driving, and driving's what I love to do. So here I am, I'm on containers, and I'm loving it now. I've got quite used to the easy life. It's lovely. I've been made redundant a couple of times. And I went to go get a job, and there were 3 applicants. There was me, I'd been driving at the time about 15, 16 years. There was another chap there, he'd been driving 9 years. And there was another chap that had been driving 18 months. Now, there was 2 jobs. I didn't get one of the jobs. And now, maybe he didn't like me, or maybe it's just because I'm a girl, I don't know. But 6 weeks later, I got a phone call asking me if I wanted the job, because the one that had been driving for 18 months had put it in a ditch. So I politely turned around and said, no thank you, in not so many words. If I wasn't good enough the first time, I'm not good enough now, and I've got another job anyway, thank you. So yeah.
So that happens, and that's happened to you other times? Or not that you know?
I've had a job where there was 10 of us started at the same time. I'd been driving longer than probably 7 of the other guys. And I got sent out with a mentor, and so did the other guys for the first day, which is fine because you learn their way of doing things. On the second day, all the 9 guys got their own trucks and sent down the road. On the second day, I was sent back out with my mentor, who, by the way, had been alive less time than I'd been driving. Right. Although she was very pleasant. Yeah. She was a lovely girl. And then on the 3rd day, I'm sent out with my mentor. Yeah. And on the 4th day, I get sent out with the driving assessor. To which point I said, thank you very much, but I think I will be leaving now. Because why have I not got my own truck by now when the other 9 guys have? Is it because I'm female? Who can say? I have no idea. But then on the other scale, I've been treated brilliant by people because I'm female.
Yeah.
I can go into places and the lads will say, oh, you're not going there, are you? They're a bit horrible in that place. And I'll turn up and they're like, you're right, darling, how's it going? Good morning to you and all that lot. And I know it's because I'm female, but that's the good side of it, you know? So you get the good with the bad.
Yeah.
It's just a job. I take it all on the chin anyway. It's, you know, it's life, isn't it? It's the world we live in, whether it's good, whether it's right or not, but it's the world we live in. So, yeah.
I think dash cams are becoming more and more something that you need, especially in a truck, the facing forward ones. But what about them, and what about the driver cameras as well?
I agree with the outward facing ones.
Yeah.
Because the first thing people do is blame the truck driver.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier about a guy that brake tested me.
Yeah.
And if I'd have hit him, he had 3 children in the car, I would have killed all of them.
Yeah.
Luckily I was empty and I managed to stop before hitting him. My reactions must be excellent, thank goodness. But I mean, it scared the shit out of me, excuse me for swearing, but it really did.
Yeah.
And it shook me up. Now if I'd have had a dash cam and I'd have hit him, I could have proved that it was his fault, not mine.
Yeah.
But if they'd have died, I'd be in prison now over something I didn't do. But obviously, the internal ones, to me, yes, they caught the guy on the A34 that killed all those people because of an internal one, which is one side of the story. But from a driver's perspective, it's an invasion of privacy. You know, everything's on Bluetooth these days. If I'm on the phone, it comes through my speakers. So if I'm talking to my daughter, you know, I don't want work listening to what I'm having a private conversation. Or, you know, what if you've got a partner and you want a bit of sexy time over the phone? I don't want them listening to that either. No, it's like on a night time, I've always sat with the ignition on, because in these Volvos, everything turns off after 3 hours. So I can get my phone charged and everything before I go to bed. The ignition's on. So their argument of it's only going to work when the ignition's on doesn't help me, because I'm getting ready for bed and everything else, and the camera would be on. So I don't agree with the internal cameras, but the external ones, I think every single vehicle, not just trucks, but every single vehicle should have a forward-facing dash cam. And I have put it to work, and they are looking into it. In the meantime, I should go out and buy my own, really. But if work are going to go and get them anyway, I might as well wait until they get them in.
And that just about completes our 2 days out with Helen Crighton, who drives for McIntyre's and is based in Felixstowe, but in fact she operates out of an operating centre up in her own neck of the woods in West Yorkshire, strictly speaking, isn't it? Castleford. I think it's been fantastically interesting because it represents a different kind of job in the haulage industry. This is the first time we've been out with whatever you might call a box bandit, a twist lock jockey, and there's others, I'm sure. But it's been an interesting experience, and if you and your company would like to take part in a driver's day, well, I'd love to hear from you. See you soon.
Why not give us a call on 0161 410 1061 when you're arranging your HGV insurance, or visit our website at www.myhgvinsurance.co.uk or our Facebook page at HGV Insurance, and let us take the stress out of arranging your HGV insurance.